Thank you, Madam Speaker. Every time I get the privilege to speak on this floor, I am truly humbled. I'm humbled by the knowledge of what we as a nation have done. Each one of us in this body realize that the strength of this nation and our democracy lies in the extraordinary nature of our people. I come from the heartland of this great nation, the places where the Great Plains begin and the Mississippi River begins to flow. Mankato, Minnesota is my hometown. That was the big town where the Ingalls family went to shop for school clothes in Laura Ingalls Wilder's Little House on the Prairie. My congressional office is located at 227 Main Street in Mankato. That's just a couple of blocks down from where America's first Nobel laureate, Sinclair Lewis, lived when he wrote his novel, Main Street. Minnesota was also the home of F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I feel truly blessed to have the friendship of Garrison Keillor and his iconic Prairie Home Companion. Each of these writers had a special gift to describe a place. As a child of the prairie and a geographer, place is something I've spent my entire life trying to understand. I teach high school geography, and invariably whenever I tell people that, they flash back to some really bad memories of having to memorize capitals, and I explain to them that's location, and it's only a very small part of geography. Place, on the other hand, is knowing the people and what's in their heart. Minnesota recently lost another great writer and one of the most thoughtful and insightful tellers of place I have ever seen. Bill Holm was born in Minneota, Minnesota in 1943. Minneota is a small town in southwest Minnesota where my father-in-law, Valjean Norwood Whipple, still is the high school boys basketball coach. Bill was of Icelandic descent, and he never lost his love for his proud ancestral home, spending his summer in Iceland. He went to college in St. Peter, Minnesota, at the great Swedish college of Gustavus Adolphus, named after the Swedish king and patron of literature and learning. Bill went on to the University of Kansas, became a Fulbright Scholar in Reykjavik, as well as a Bush Foundation Fellow. He taught at Southwest Minnesota State University in Marshall, Minnesota, and he wrote several books and volumes of poetry. That's his biography. What Bill truly did was tell the soul of a northern people, a proud, stoic people who not only settled the harsh prairies of Minnesota, but built a vibrant culture and strong, unique communities. One of Bill's works that touched me the most was a small volume called The Music of Failure. It's a journey of place and people that leaves one feeling incredibly thankful for family, friends, neighbors, and this nation, and puts into perspective what's truly important. I'd like to spend a minute or so, let Bill's own words from A Music of Failure tell a little of his place. Farmers go to bed early, or at least they used to when I was a boy. Small towns in Minnesota close by 6. The cafes frequently by 4. People eat at home where you can save money. By 10, the streets are silent. Only the liquor store is open, and its lonesome ham sign proclaiming a few that are still up. Nothing but blue flickering TVs behind drawn blinds and random patter of yard lights stretching off into the prairies. By midnight, nothing. Drive on these county roads and you can imagine that trolls have kidnapped the entire human race, leaving only electricity behind. Your headlights are a ship's beacon, lighting up a few breakers on the grass ocean as the car rocks along towards whichever port you have business in. I like driving late at night on these roads without traffic. It provides me with a valuable corrective against human arrogance. Bill understood place, and he understood what made this nation so strong. It was the people and their resilience. He also understood that not all of us saw the world the same way. There are two eyes in the human head, the eye of mystery and the eye of harsh truth, the hidden and the open, the wood's eye and the prairie eye. The prairie eye looks for distance, clarity, and light. The wood's eye for closeness, complexity, and darkness. The prairie eye looks for usefulness and plainness in art and architecture. The wood's eye for the baroque and ornamental. Dark old brownstones are on Summit Street in St. Paul. They were created by the wood's eye. The square white farmhouses and the red barn are the prairie's eye. Sherwood Anderson wrote his stories with a prairie eye, plain and awkward, told in a voice of a man almost embarrassed to be telling them, but bullheadedly persistent to get the meaning of the events. Faulkner, whose endless complications of motive and language take the reader miles beyond the simple facts of an event. He had a wood's eye. One eye is not superior to another, just different. When he wrote his book, and the book I'm reading from you today, The Music of Failure, He was trying to get at the heart of what this nation was about, what the soul was about. And he talked often about, when he was a young man, of trying to understand how we judged failure. And one sentence summed it up for many of us see it the same way, especially on the Great Plains. At 15, I could define failure in Minnesota by dying here and going nowhere. What Bill Holm understood is this nation had a way to make itself great, reinvent itself, and move to the future. Bill, rest in peace. Yours was not failure.